This year, our theme is Forward Together, and it is underpinned by our strategic plan. And it is a plan that leads out to 2028, where we are basically saying honoring our history, the foundation that has been handed to us, while shaping our future. And that means both our students and our staff.
Forward Together. How are you going to expound on that theme?
I think it's more or less through action and showing what that means, because the two need to align. So me saying forward together means nothing if the actions don't align, and if the actions of those individuals with whom I supervise don't align. So it means working collaboratively, engaging in conversations around forward progression for the district aligned to our strategic plan. And it also means that we recognize that during that time, as we're moving forward together, it takes all of us and not just one in order for us to reach our goals. Our priority areas are for our student, for our people, for our resources, for our community, and for our health. And so for each of our stakeholder groups, all of those areas are important. And being able to move forward together includes all of them. And it is my responsibility to ensure that I'm leading my team in an effort to get us there.
Tell me what new programs you have for the district.
So right now our focus is competency-based education, and we're partnering with the Success Ready Network. And what that means there is more personalized learning for students, where we are giving them the opportunity to show their knowledge, skills, and disposition outside of a state assessment, and it incorporates real-world learning. And part of that ensures that we're giving them an opportunity to earn market value assets. And so that could be early college opportunities, internships, industry recognized credentials, but recognizing that there are two pathways to success. It's not just post-secondary going into a 2 or 4 year college or university. We can have students who graduate and enter into the workforce and still be able to provide for their families and change their life trajectory.
Let's talk about what's going on with the preschools. Let's talk about preschools.
So, one, focusing on funding. There's a lot going on politically that we want to continue to lift up, because if we think about both ends of the bookends, early childhood education, that's where we really need to begin to engage families and children, but also thinking about the other end of the bookend, which I talked about, the profile of a graduate. We're working closely with families and making sure that we are listening to student voice, which is also very important for us in the district, so that we are listening to where students want to go and not forcing upon them what we believe their pathway or route should be, but having them to tell us what those opportunities are, and it's up to us to actually provide them.
Let's jump from the preschool to the middle school.
To your point about the adolescent learner, really is tuning into their social emotional needs, because that is a time where it is needed and it's foundational. So we do offer social work services, counseling services. We do partner with outside agencies to provide some additional supports for students. But we have students who take trips to Tremont, they test water levels, they do all types of things out in the community, giving them an opportunity to not only see the instructional piece in the classroom, but also what does that look like transferred into the varying places they actually go to. When I first started in the MRH, my first year, the then principal, Dr. Mike Dietrich, asked me if I wanted to go canoeing down the Mississippi. And I was a little hesitant, but the experience that I had, which is a part of the expeditionary learning, I got to see a bald eagle sitting in a tree and paddle down the Mississippi, conquering some of my fears, but also really encouraging for our students of color who don't necessarily engage in activities like that to be actively engaged. If your superintendent can do that, then why can't I? But it opens the doors for the opportunities or sparking interest that they may not necessarily know was there. So
let's stay right there and talk about cell phones and the policy for the district.
Well, so we currently have a policy, and we've had a policy all along around cell phones, and with the new law, there are no cell phones, and so it's very restrictive, but I won't say that I disagree, because when I was younger, I'm sure when you were younger, we went outside, we played, and there were a variety of things for
We
us
didn't
to
have
do.
phones.
Very, very true. That is very true. Or smartwatches,
No,
or
none of
AirPods, or pick the thing.
Yeah, right. Go ahead.
But I think to your point, social media opens up doors and things, and really takes the focus off of learning. And so the goal is to put away your cell phones, pocket them, do whatever you need to do so that you can actively engage and build some meaningful relationships, but also understand that there is more to do outside of social media and some of those things. So we recognize that students use phones, particularly if they catch the bus and they walk home and their parents work and they want to have connections. So I do think that having cell phones and having access to them is important, but to have them out and being engaged in non-instructional activities takes away from the learning.
Tell me one of the most important things that you would like for your my listeners to know about Maplewood Richmond Heights School District for 25-26 school year, that the parents and the caregivers can get involved.
If they're interested in governance, please attend the board meetings.
I don't want to attend board meetings. I'm not going
You
there
can
until
watch the board meetings. I mean,
I don't have a computer.
you do have a cell phone. We talked about you have a cell phone.
It costs too much.
Oh my goodness! But let me tell you why you want them to watch the board meetings. Like, I know people think they might be boring, but you get updates on strategic plans, new agreements with organizations and partnerships. You can learn how the district is spending money. So that's just one way you can get involved. We also have opportunities for our strategic plan committees, which are led by board members, aligned to the priority areas that I share for our students, for our people, for our resources. Those meet quarterly. And it's a good investment of time if you are wanting to be engaged in the work and a part of that decision making that takes place. And so I'm excited about that. They progress monitor the goals that we have in place, and updates are given also during the board meetings. They can read the board briefs from the board meetings if they don't want to watch them. My director of communication develops those and sends them out. Each school has a variety of opportunities, but we also offer community conversations with a variety of topics aligned to feedback from families. So if it's, I want to better understand a new math resource that we adopted, if it's mental health and social emotional needs, if it's my student receives services from special school district, how do I advocate? So those topics happen throughout the year as well. And then, of course, I say be in community. We are in community frequently. The members of our team are in community frequently. We're at games. And so I think that's where relationships are developed, not when you're sitting at a board meeting, but talk to the leaders in the school, talk to the teachers in the school, ask the questions that you may not normally ask. Because I will typically say that the questions you don't ask are the answers you conjure up and become your reality when you can basically ask the question and get the answer. But we are not shy of having opportunities for families to engage, and we invite them to come in. We invite them to email. I'm super responsive. So if I get emails from members of community, or if they want to meet for coffee, those are opportunities that I extend as well, because I think that's critical to give back, particularly for a community that's given so much back, and allowing us to be able to provide the level of supports and academic programming for our students and also for our families.